You're listening to the Smash Bros. Cast episode 39. I'm your host, N64 Josh, my co-host and sparring partner, NightCrawlr. What's up, dude?
Hey, it's been a day. It's been a fun day, but it's been a day.
It has been a day indeed. Ultimate is here. The hype train has left the station. We're all aboard. We're unlocking characters. Some people are playing the what is it called? The light something?
World of Light. Some people are done unlocking characters, Josh.
Whatever. Some people didn't sleep for 24 hours. Crawlr. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, hey, guys, before we jump into this thing, if you'd like to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/SBC. Pick up something awesome like Console Wars, the chair I'm sitting in, and now the desk that my rig sits on is from OP Seat. You go to n64josh.com/OP Seat. You will automatically save $10 at checkout. And right now, everything is $20 off and free shipping. So check that out. Okay. I also do have a Patreon if you want to get yourself an extra podcast each month. Go to patreon.com/n64josh. And for just $1, you get yourself an extra show. So with that, we're going to get to our announcements. All right, so our tournament has come and gone, and we want to give a shout out to Eli for winning the 3DS tourney, and a shout out to T-Rexlord for winning the Wii U tournament. We obviously didn't get to see the 3DS stuff, but man, the Wii U stuff was a lot of fun, lot of fun. So we got to commentate on that, and I learned that real quick. I need to play with a bunch of characters and learn all their different moves, from their forward air to their back air, all that stuff, But
now the game that you said you were going to finally do that is here. So
exactly,
you can start working on it.
Exactly. So I played a lot of Mario so far.
Shocker.
Hey, so what's our countdown to? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, wait. Yep.
Today
minus 17 hours.
Today is Smash Ultimate Day. So it's here. It's here. We're going to maybe count down to Genesis or count down to PD or the Piranha Plant. Who knows? But I think we're just going to jump right into our Smash news, and there is definitely some news. All right, so the Game Awards took place yesterday, and there was a shocking reveal for Smash. We got to find out our first DLC character. As soon as I saw it, I was super excited. It's from one of my favorite games that I played over and over again. It's Joker from Telltale Batman game. Nope, it's not. It's not from
Persona 5.
It's Persona 5, right? Persona, is that how you say it? Persona 5. Guys, I have no clue about this game. I've heard some people talk about it. I've heard people say they really, really like it. I know the internet is ablaze because they are there are some fans chatting.
But now that Smash is here, you have like a free time for 80 hours to go sink into Persona 5, right? Yeah. I mean, I want to check it out. I have a PlayStation 4. I'd like to check out Persona 5, but it's a time suck that I don't know if I'd be able to invest in, and still I have too many backlog games as it is. So I don't know, but I am excited that I watched the trailer because I was at Best Buy when it did drop, and I was getting ready to pick up my stuff. And I had the Game Awards up, and I think I had just walked in and I heard some people saying, "Oh, somebody from Persona 5," and then I quickly pulled it up, and it was still going on with Reggie there. So yeah, it's interesting, and it definitely shows that Smash Bros has a reach across company lines. I mean, they've already shown that, but even to go take a franchise that's so big on PlayStation right now and put it in their game, that's huge.
The only thing that could have made it better is if it was Kratos.
Boy.
I'm going to smash you, boy. Open it, boy. No, that was awesome. The Game Awards were pretty cool too. So, yeah, I'm curious about this. The moveset, like, I really don't know. I don't know anything about this character. I don't know how the game plays. Nothing. So I need to do a little more research and see. I don't even know. Do we have a date for when the first DLC arrives? I know we're getting the Piranha Plant in February.
Piranha Plant should be in February. I mean, I guess that's everyone's assumption, because your game, if you have it now, if you have it digital, you're good. If you picked up a physical copy last night, I tried to do it right as soon as I got home, and it wouldn't take the register with my Nintendo or whatever, but I was able to do it this afternoon. So it's good to go, but just make sure you register your game before January 31st and you'll get Piranha Plant for free. The Amiibo drops on the 15th of February. So I mean, Nintendo likes Fridays. I'm kind of banking on that being the day, but it could be earlier. It could be, you never know. They could just drop Piranha Plant in January, and then you just have until X number of days till the end of the month to get your game registered, and you'll get it. But they haven't put out a cadence on when we're going to get DLC characters. You and I have speculated that maybe it'll be like every other month, and maybe we'll get like a free Echo in between. That would be really cool. A good way to support. If Piranha Plant's the first one, and that's a DLC character that we all will get for free for buying the game, that's February. If they extend that out every other month from February on, but then give us a free character Echo in between each month, they could have one whole year of one character a month, which would be really cool.
That seems like a lot of work. I don't know if it's feasible, but it would be, I'd be down with it. I'd be down for sure. So we do have a link to the trailer for Joker. If you want to be able to check it out, you can. And right now, if you buy the DLC pack, you save yourself $5. Basically, it gives you a $5 savings. So if you want to be able to save a little money there and get all those characters, I know some people were waiting. They wanted to make sure that Waluigi wasn't the first one announced. Because I
think she's going to wait all the way through. I think
more than likely.
Yeah.
So, but that's kind of it for news. Guys, the community is ablaze right now. Twitch, it was the number one game on Twitch for a little while at 150,000 viewers. Like everybody's pretty excited for this game. I'm glad for it. We are going to kind of just jump into our impressions of the game, kind of just move right into our talking points here. And so, Crawlr, I'll let you start it off. Like, what do you think of the feel and the pace of the game and everything so far?
I'm loving it. It's a lot better to have it sitting right here on my 27-inch monitor, a foot away from my face, as opposed to being at Best Buy on that monitor with 3 other people and trying to use a pro controller that I'm not used to and all that kind of stuff. So this is great to have it kind of in my own environment and kind of taking it at my own pace. I sat down last night and I kind of just started going through classic mode is how I started. You only start with the 8 original fighters. So I don't even remember who I did first. I think maybe, I don't even remember. I think it was Pikachu maybe or something like that. But as soon as you get going, you're guaranteed a character unlock at the end of your classic mode. And then from there, and I think when the guides start coming out from like IGN and other outlets, when they start putting those out, there will be guaranteed. If you pick a fighter, you'll have a guaranteed unlock unless you've already unlocked the fighter that's guaranteed to be from that. If you catch my how we're going through there.
Could you what was that?
I'm working on like 2 hours of sleep. So. But like there are going to be guaranteed unlocks from if you do a specific character's classic mode. You'll get I can't even remember some of the guaranteed unlocks, but I think like Samus was a guaranteed unlock of King K. Rool. I believe I'm not positive. But then if you go back and do that again and you haven't unlocked everything still, I think you'd get a different character and it would move past that guaranteed. But what I did like 8 or 9 classics, I think, with different characters going through, ranging in difficulty from starting at like 4 to 6 or so and working my way through. And then after I got there, it was getting later on at night, and you had kind of started already doing this before we left, but before we left the chat together, I just kind of broke down and I decided to start doing the fast unlock method, which is just setting your private game up, or your just a regular Smash game up to be I think it has to be on time, doesn't it, Josh?
Yeah, you can't have it on infinite or no time. Like, you've got to. I've just been doing one stock in 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah, and that's what I've been doing as well, and that's what I did all the way through. So you do that, you fight your fight that you set up, and then after that you get a challenger approaching screen. You get your fight. If you win your fight, then you have that fighter. If not, they go into a separate room that is time gated. I think it's eventually just classic mode gated. I'm not positive how it all works, but I think I was able to kind of near the end after I'd unlocked everybody, they all kind of ended up in there, and I think I could just run through it eventually if I did a classic run. But yeah, I did like 8 classics, and then I just started doing the fast unlock, and I got probably, I think this morning I only had like maybe 17 or 18 fighters left to unlock. So I put a decent chunk in last night before I went to bed at like 4:45 in the morning.
He fell asleep with the Switch on his face.
I did not. I was awake and chatting with Super Nintendo the entire time. And my wife texted me at like 4:45 and asked if I was coming to bed. And I said, yes. And she said, now? And I said, yes. And I left. So I got my 2 hours of sleep, and then I got back at it at like 8:20 this morning. But yeah, some of the character challenger approaching fights are difficult. I remember like
they'll show no mercy at points. They just show no mercy. Like,
well, and some of it I think was like Lucas wasn't that hard, but it was Lucas's stage. Like it was a giant oversized. I don't even remember what the name of the stage is, but there wasn't good blast zones on it. And same with Palutena, I believe. Like, just you're fighting on this massive...
Lucas clubbed me with his stick, sent me straight up into a ceiling that then spiked me down to my death. I couldn't even recover from it. I was like...
Gotta work on those techs, man.
Are you kidding me?
The computer is really good at techs. If you get down like... there's one of... You haven't got to Mewtwo yet, but Mewtwo and a few of the Lucario, I think, have the stage you fight them on has a legendary Pokemon that does all sorts of, because you're fighting all these stages on their regular stages, so they're annoying. Like Ice Climbers was so annoying. That stage, I could do without that stage at all. Like it's very annoying, But yeah, you're fighting on regular stages, so it's not Omega, it's not Battlefield. Yeah, it was a fun grind. I'm all the way through.
PK Ramy says Zelda beat me. She beat me too.
DDD, man, he spiked me once up and he spiked me once down. It was I got him on the 3rd time, but it was.
I still haven't beat Ganondorf. I'm on my 4th or 5th try now. No, I did beat him. I take that back. I did beat him. I just walked into this. I just kept doing a forward throw with Mario and finally threw him to his demise.
Yeah,
but.
I mean that's what's nice about or boring, I guess, about some of the ones that have just walk off blast zones. You just push them, and then you get it.
Yeah. So I would say overall, like here's okay. First off, I've seen a number of people say the game feels sluggish. Go into your controller settings, go into other settings, I believe is what it says. Like when you're looking at the controller you're using, there's another little spot kind of in the lower left that shows like the A and B button, and go over there, click that, and that's where you're going to turn off tap jump or leave it on, whatever you like, your rumble, A, B smash, which I think is kind of cool that that's an option. And then the last one is stick sensitivity. If you are a seasoned Smash player, you're going to want that all the way on high. Put it on high. Otherwise, stuff feels sluggish. It did not feel right. I played all night on the GameCube controller and I was like, man, this game feels a little bit slow, even though it looks faster and everything, but kind of feels slow. After I get in streaming, I took the Switch out of the dock and played handheld and switched the sensitivity to high. You've got to change your settings for each. It doesn't just like if you do your GameCube controller, it doesn't carry over. You've got to do all of them.
Oh, so it's like Splatoon in that fashion. Then
yes.
Splatoon has separate settings for handheld versus controller.
Correct. Well, you've got more buttons when you do the handheld. You got extra bumpers, things like that. So you get it set. I am loving this game handheld. I cannot believe I had to force myself. And I've seen some people tweeting. I've seen some people saying like, I can't switch between GameCube controller and, Pro controller and that's the thing. I forced myself to be able to play GameCube and then also be able to play on the DS. Right. And even though there were times it would get frustrating, everything, I was like the last few days of Smash before Ultimate dropped, I didn't hook I had my Wii U unhooked. And so I was playing on the 3DS and I was having a good time.
Do you want to play some 8-man Smash on handheld?
Yeah, let's do that.
I don't know if you did this classic. There was, I don't even know what character it was, but there was one. Oh, it was my main. It was Corrin. There was some 3-on-3 team battles that were part of the classic challenge, and trying to track where, even on my regular monitor, just trying to track where I am. This game is going to be exhausting to follow, I think, on 2v2 in tournament play. It's going to be very, very hard to follow. You know what? We've said it from the time the hands-on we went with PAX and Best Buy. You lose track of your character in 4-player matches so easily. So easily. Game Explained did their review, and that was one of they're like, I lost track of my character. I mean, I've numerous people that some people don't even like Smash because of that very fact. Like, it's just kind of the nature of the beast. But if you get to be, you get to do 1v1s and that kind of stuff, that does help. But yeah, the team battles and whatnot, it's going to be interesting to see how it goes. So the overall just like feel of the game, once I got the controller set right, I love it. And I was talking about I was talking about in chat, like I was having audio issues. Turns out I had a cord that wasn't plugged all the way in. So I just you're only getting half the audio. I just set up my new desk and everything. And so I had a cord that was just not quite clipped in. So I did that this morning. Everything's been good. The music's awesome in the game. So much fun. Like getting to hear, like I was playing, and I just had it on faintly in the background with my other music playing, but getting to hear Super Mario Bros. 2, the theme from that game. I love that stage. Like, oh man, I love that stage. That stage is one of my favorite stages. It's because you're just on the waterfall from like the first part of that. From the first levels, first few levels, like level 1, I believe. So, there's so much nostalgia and everything packed into this game, and so many little details. Like I was noticing with Mario, the up B. You have your regular up B that just hits for gold coins, but if you hit at either it's a certain hitbox or it's random, I don't know yet which it is. Cappy comes out and you generate purple coins. And so that was kind of a cool little detail that was there. Link, I noticed when you are at 0 health, when you swing your sword, it shoots a projectile, right? Which I believe they showed us that at E3. I think they did mention that, but as soon as you take damage, gone, right? And that's totally a Zelda thing from the very first game. So just tons of details.
it's really been fun. Now we've jumped into the online for just a little bit, just a little bit, not too much. And I'll be perfectly honest, the initial like jumping online, I was kind of confused. I thought this was gonna we had people come in a chat like, hey, how do I play with friends? How do I do this? Like, and I was like, oh no, like, is this another Mario Tennis? Like, the online is kind of a little confusing and kind of frustrating. Well, I ended up joining Crawlr and Super Nintendo, jumping into the arena mode. That's where your private matches are going to take place. Okay. And this had the thing that I wanted most. I've talked about it on the show numerous times, is the ability to play with multiple people and allow people to spectate. Right. And so,
and there's the quarter on the machine feature as well. That you've talked about from
Street Fighter back in the day.
Street Fighter,
yeah, for sure. So okay, so that's cool. I wasn't aware of that. So basically, the winner stays kind of deal. Like I didn't get to flesh it out all that much. So
yeah, so it was my arena that I had set up, yes. And so I can when you go and you move into an arena, you can either search for friends, you can set it. I think you can set it open to public. I don't.
You can.
So it's also can find.
It's also public. Here's the real quick. The problem with it: if you join someone's and they lose and they quit, it shuts that arena down. So
yeah. So it's
if you want to play arena with randoms, set up your own, and then
stick around if you want to keep going.
Yeah, stick around. So.
But you can. So as the owner of the arena, you can set. So just like in offline Smash mode, like local co-op play, like how you and I are unlocking our characters, you can set parameters. So I don't know if you could go as deep as to say like best of 3, so win 2. I think you might be able to, because you can set those parameters, and I think you pick the stages. So it doesn't quite have like a strike system with stages, how competitive play would be, but you can still. It kind of likes to set it all up at the beginning, but you can have multiple rounds before it kicks somebody out. So it can be a best of 2. So I think like streamers like Vicky Kitty, who on stream regularly do best of 3, she can utilize this system as well, and just have her streamer battle set up and click on that for her arena, and then it's open. And she maybe doesn't even need to have a list in Twitch chat, or even add people as friends if you can, because you can set these rooms to open, and then maybe just put a password on it, and then you have your password in your Twitch. So this might be a good tool for streamers to not have to add friends as well. But yeah, you can set those. Josh is grinning pretty big right
now. Please. I'm not crossing my fingers.
We'll have to do a little more research, and we'll report back more next week. But so in the arena, you have, so you can have loser stay, or you can have loser pick the, like winner stays and loser picks the stage, or whatever like that. So when you go, there's a boxing ring like sitting there, and then there's the ramp coming down. The ramp coming down is the quarter on the machine, like up next. And I haven't been in there with more than 3 people, so I don't.
What the? We're here. We're good. Okay. That was strange.
That was very strange. I don't know if you can have multiple people lined up on the ramp, but at least one person can be on the ramp, and then it just when the match is over, you move into the ring, the loser gets cycled back through, and it just kind of keeps going. There are some downsides that I've found, but I want to hear what you thought about for good first. What you thought, because you jumped in for like 3 or 4 matches, right?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in there very long, but like I noticed right away that you could set yourself in the waiting room. You could then set yourself on the spectator if you didn't feel like playing, but you just wanted to watch. That was an option, right? Very cool, and I enjoyed that. the thing you got to kind of watch out for or whatever is like, we jump into our first match and my controller is set to, I have N64 Josh, my custom controls, and my LNR, like it went to default controls without, so
even though it was under your profile. This happened to me as well. So we think it's a bug.
Yeah, we're kind of.
I mean, it's kind of just a something when you go in and you select your character for online your first time. Make sure you just click on your profile. I said just like scroll up through and then re-click back on your profile. And it should be good.
Correct. The other thing is you've got to set how you want the maps. If you are in charge of picking maps, you've got to set it up the right way, because otherwise the first few matches we played, there was like hazards and the default maps, and they were like, it was like, what is this? Like, where are my 3 plats? Where like, what is happening? What is happening? That's all I want to know. So make sure to set that stuff up. But like I said, for me, the arena really seems to be what I was hoping it would be. But I know, Crawlr, you've got some things that you would like to see improved already. What are some of those things?
Yeah, so I mean, Super Nintendo and I think I unlocked all my characters by like 10 o'clock this morning. And so he and I just kind of jumped in online, and we spent the better half of the morning in that one arena, and that was where we spent our time. And we have all the characters. We want to play with them. We want to kind of move around. If I could see this being a big problem if you had more people that were kind of chomping at the bit to get their turn in and get going. You have to have your character selected and the maps, make sure you have them set how you want them before you enter the ring. So once you drop your coin, or the game moves you automatically. So if you're the next quarter up, if you're the icon sitting on the ramp ready to move in next, once that match ends, it bounces the loser out and moves the next person in. You need to be set ready to go with the character you want and the map set up how you have before that even happens. Because if you need to change something, you have to be out of that, and it moves you out of the ring and puts you kind of on the side of the stage. Mm-hmm. And you're not committed to anything. You're not committed to watching. You're not committed to fighting. And you're not committed to even getting your character. So you have to you have to scroll your cursor down to the stage select and the character select, which are the same box that are down there. And then you go into it, and then you can select your character. And it seems like it's a clunky kind of menu. It takes a little while to pull up all 70 something characters on your screen. And it took a while, and it's not quick and conducive to changing characters on the fly, adapting to maybe what your opponent is doing, changing the map how you would like to see it play. I also, when I was setting up my arena, I was trying to have it set up as me as the owner of the arena and the only one that selects the stage, and I couldn't find that option. So as like, if you and I were running an online tournament, I would want to be specifying, making sure it stayed how we wanted it to stay. If like how we ran this last tournament, we selected, this is what, just in essence of time, we had pre-selected what stage 1 was going to be, what stage 2 and what stage 3 was going to be, and just guarantee and quality control. I didn't see a way to have that happen. And then it's also, so when you get bounced out of that thing, if you're changing your character, somebody else could just drag and drop and put themselves in. So it's a matter of communication as well. The app does work with the room. You can boot up the app and talk to people that are in that room. Is it the best way to do it? I mean, you be the judge. But the app seems to work okay for Mario Kart and for Splatoon and for this. So it's an option, but it's not always the best. But I could see them potentially working on some patches to... I would almost like to see, just... instead of having to decide what it is going in, I would want like a short, like 10 to 15 second timer, select your character or select the stage, select your characters and go, just like you normally would do if somebody was sitting on you with on the couch with you, and not have to have it left up to chance or change it every time. Or it's just in that instance of that fight, say you and I are fighting, we select the stage together, or we each select our own, and then it goes based on priority, and then we select our fighter and we move forward. So if I want to change, it's quick and easy, and I don't have to back out to do it. That's what I'd like to see.
Which, I mean, what you're describing is kind of similar to the problem Splatoon 2 had when it launched. You were stuck with your weapon until you went all the way back out to the menu. You couldn't change your weapon. You couldn't change your gear. You couldn't do anything. You were just stuck playing. You have to leave. And if you try to build your team up and get everybody into turf war or whatever, that was really frustrating. They have since gone back and fixed it. So, I mean, there's some things that we can voice concerns about, and hopefully they'll be heard, and hopefully we can see patches in the future. I think it seems like more options for the host. And again, I don't want to talk about this too prematurely because we haven't totally fleshed it out, but like the more options there are for the host, like if we were going to do, like 4-player free for all for the sake of a tournament, and then you and I just because now they have spectate mode, we wouldn't necessarily have to do it that way. So there's options, but it seems like there almost needs to be like a tournament organizer mode that just allows you like absolute power to, you can move people out of the ring. You can move people into the ring. Or the other thing that would help this whole thing, which is a huge bummer. It seems like such a missed opportunity. Why is there no tournament mode for online? It's only offline.
Yeah, I haven't clicked on that button yet to see it, but I've seen the screenshots from like the directs and stuff. But yeah, I was hoping that was going to be something that like you could have, like EA can run FIFA tournaments like online, how they go with brackets just like that, and it finds you somebody and it moves you through. Mario Tennis Aces does that exact thing. Right. It just finds you somebody that's in that tournament of area of the bracket. Or even if you have 16 people, put them in a room in Discord chat or on the app or whatever, and you go through, because not everybody lives in the same area. That would just be so nice to not have to do all the bracket legwork on the outside and just let the game do it for you. And even if that had a random mode, right? If it had a custom and like just an online, like you jump in like Aces, like you said, just go in and work your way up to the top. And then maybe that's a way that you could build a rank or something like that. Rank would be nice. I know they've talked about becoming an elite smasher or something like that. I don't remember the exact term. How does that even happen? Does that happen through Arena? Does that happen through Quick Match? It does not happen through Arena. I can tell it. Well, because I've only done. Have you done any random matchmaking online? Nothing yet. No. Okay, so I have you set your parameters, because you can set your preferences. Yes. Yep, I set my preferences, and then I was just getting ready to search, and then I ended up jumping back in. I thought I was done with my characters, and then realized I still had a handful left. So. So I set my parameters. I don't remember if this was before or after. I think I'd spent some time in the arena, but so I set my parameters to be 3 stock. I don't remember if I did. I think I did Omega. I don't remember. I wish there is so there's regular stage, no hazards, battlefield, or Omega. I kind of wish you could select. Like, I'd be okay with both Battlefield and Omega, and I'd prefer to have that mix up a little bit in my matchmaking. But there is no option to select 2. I kind of wish there was, so it could maybe broaden what I'm looking for, and I'd be okay with selecting 2 or 3 stock and Battlefield and Omega and see how it goes. But until that maybe is something else they need to patch. But I set my parameters at Battlefield or Omega 3, 7 minutes, and no items. And I searched my first search, and it like network errored. It didn't quit the game or anything. It couldn't. I guess it just ran into something. Gotcha. I was able to kind of turn around just right quick and just do it again. And I booted up into something. I see 3 other names there with me, and I'm kind of confused because there is another option. I think free for all, team battle, or 1v1. That's another thing in preferences. Excuse me. So I had my preferences set on 1v1. So I was kind of confused when I saw 3 other names in my lobby. And the game boots up, and I see I wasn't paying that much attention in the character kind of screenshot entry page. But then I did see 2 red and two blue names. So I was like, oh, okay, so we're doing team battle. But it was 4-person, 3-stock, 2v2 team battle, which is on an Omega stage. And I'm sure the timer was probably at 7 minutes. There weren't items. So some of my parameters were met. But that's exactly the opposite of 1v1 that I was looking for. And I see that as a big problem. I mean, I said it as 3-stock because I know that a lot of TOs in the community, I think, are leaning towards 3 as being the competitive option for Ultimate. But Josh had mentioned before we went live that, I mean, maybe 2-stock would have led me to a better outcome with that search.
I think you want to just have it set like for glory, honestly, like on,
yeah,
on
I mean,
Wii U.
And that's that we went from that where you had for fun and you had for glory. And I get that what they're doing here, but there's 140,000 people watching on Twitch, let alone the millions of people that just bought this game. I don't think we're going to struggle, and it's not on the Wii U. That's the other thing. We're not hurting for people, and we can segment, like, that's one thing developers worry about is segmenting the communities. But segment the 2v2s, the team battles, and the free for alls with items and all that stuff. Separate it out and let the 4 glories just 1v1 on Omega or Battlefield or both, or mix it, or come up with talk to the community and come up with a play set that's going to be for the competitive people to try to practice on.
I think what's going to happen,
having to do private.
I think your preferences, I'm assuming certain take priority over others. And so I think I'm guessing that 3-stock was the priority there versus the 1v1, which I think it should be the other way. Mm-hmm. But,
they probably just have an algorithm they need to fine tune. Hopefully. Yeah,
there was no beta, right? So I mean, this is all kind of just getting tested. Like, we're testing it now, but it seems to be working. And overall, I feel like the few matches we played, they felt like there was less lag. And I talked to a number of streamers and stuff yesterday, and they said, "Oh, the input lag is horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible." Like, I wasn't experiencing any the input lag to be that bad. I mean, just base input lag to an offline game. Yeah,
I haven't noticed anything too bad.
So that's good. But I mean, I think it's a work in progress. I think the community is going to help shape it. I think we have a Nintendo now that's different than they ever have been, that listens and tries to accommodate more. And I think we're going to be in a good place with this game, especially give it just a month or two. And I think what's going to happen is through communities and through Reddit and things like that, like, people are going to say, hey, here's just like we have tournament, like the tournament rules. People are going to say, here's our online set: 1v1, 2-stock, 5-minute, no hazards, right?
And we'll get people kind of searching all the same way.
And then everybody's going to kind of funnel to the same way. So which is totally an option. But overall, I am pumped. I'm loving the way, like I said, I'm loving the way this game is feeling. I'm loving the way the controls feel. It does not feel like Smash 4. Like, it has a completely different feel to me. It feels less chaotic, and we're going to get into this in our next talking point here, because I've had a lot of people asking me for advice for just getting into the game. So we're gonna get into it, but it feels more precise. It feels like there's just a little more precision in this game and a little less just pure chaos. So with that, let's get over into our talking point, and we're going to talk about some beginner tips here. Okay, so one comment I've had in particular was, I feel like a 10-year-old kid just smashing all the buttons. What am I to do? Right? What am I to do? And so here's the thing. Smash gives the impression that it is extremely fast and that you need to enter all of these inputs as fast as you can. And you don't. The game is actually very precise. So slow down. Go into the training mode. Practice your different moves. Okay? Watch the beginning intro. This is what's great about this game. Watch the beginning, like it teaches you. Here's some combos just by hitting A 3 times. Here's how you do your different moves. Work on that. Okay. Work on the moves. And the more you play this game, the more it's going to slow down for you. But initially, I totally get it. Every time I jumped into Smash, I'm just mashing buttons, hoping for the best. But now, as I've spent, 8 solid months trying to hone my skills, I can look at each move I want to do and pull it off. Right. And then you're going to get better the more you practice and that kind of stuff. One of the things that I want to recommend people trying is as you're doing aerial attacks, whether it be your up air, your back air, also known as a bear, your neutral air, also known as a nair, or your down air, also known as the dare. The way you can pull those off without having to you can cut your inputs, jump in the air, and hit the opposite direction on your C stick from the direction you're jumping, and you'll do your back air. Jump in the air and hit at an angle, you'll do your nair. Jump towards your opponent, hit the same direction on the C stick, you'll do your fair, right? Your forward air. And same with your up air and your down air. Like they're all tied to your C stick, and it does help. It
helps you throw a moving nair, which is sometimes harder to do if you're not using the C stick sometimes, because you have to have that input done before you start moving. If you're like jumping in the air, trying to move while doing a nair. Correct.
So like, again, it will take some time. So give it time. Don't get frustrated. Don't be like, don't think that you're just absolute trash at the game, even though you might be. But we're all learning, right? Like
go back and listen to episode 7 or 8.
Don't go any further than that. So, and the C stick, guys, if you are on the Pro controller, it's not called the C stick. It's just your right stick, right? If you're on the Joy-Cons, it's your right stick. That's what the C stick is. And so, and the other reason I bring that up, because even in chat, that question's coming up. I've had people be like, does this still work on the Pro controller? Yes. Your right stick is your smash attacks. Okay. And there's literally people that are getting into this game for the first time or haven't played since 64, which didn't have a second stick, right? So it's easy to just assume everybody understands this stuff. Your C stick has your forward smash, your up smash, your down smash, and your back. I guess that's it. And so
unless you turn that off like I do and make it tilts,
and then you can do that as well. And in this game, you can hit A and B at the same time and do your smash attack, which is also pretty cool. Okay, so this is going to work with all the controllers minus single Joy-Con. You only have one stick for that. So that's more like playing on the original 3DS back when Smash 4 came out. So you have to be a little even more precise with your movements. But yeah, utilize that C stick. Okay. And people have asked me, how's your controller set up? So I went over my controller setup. I like to have shield on left trigger, grab on right trigger. Right now I have jump on Z, but with Mario, there is no more jump canceling as far as I can tell. So there's no reason for me to have jump on Z. I'll probably remove that. And then I have tap jump off. Tap jump means that you if you press up on the stick, you jump. And some of you may be like, yeah, why do I jump when I do that? It's super annoying. That's called tap jump, right? So I know some of you might be listening like, this is so basic, but I want to make sure that everybody's having the best experience they can, no matter what level they're at. And so here's just some real basic tips. Use the C stick for aerials. Get into the training mode and get your moves down. Like, spend the time in training. Just practice your different moves over and over again against a computer that's not moving. Then have the computer attack, right? And then find somebody in the Discord or find somebody online and be like, hey, let's practice some stuff. If they're way better than you, ask them, how can I improve? How did you do that? How can I do this? You know, that kind of thing.
Ask them why you killed them.
Yeah. And then, ask them. Yeah. Peon, I'm looking at you, buddy. And, lastly, there's a thing in this game called Foxtrot. Now you could do it in Smash 4, but it took like a lot of precision. In Ultimate, if you flick your stick towards your opponent, flick it, let it fall back into place. Flick it, let it fall back into place. That's called a Foxtrot. You will be able to gain ground on your opponent so quickly. You can literally run back and forth on the stage, and it looks like your character is skipping. Right now, I've only tested this for Mario. I don't know how it is for all the other characters, but it works pretty flawlessly. And then I was also doing some dash dancing, which it looks super cool in this game. The way the dust kicks up from the ground and everything. Yeah. So those are some things just to get you started. Like, the other thing is, for me, like playing as Mario. Okay. I'm testing the waters for combos, because Mario's down throw to up tilt now will still work on heavy characters. It won't work on light or medium characters. They fall out of range. So what I've started doing is, okay, what works after a down throw? Is this still a viable option for combo at low percent? Well, a down throw to a down tilt to a down tilt to another down throw to possibly an up throw, then to jump into a down air, still a potential combo there, right? So I'm just starting to play with these things to try to figure out what is still true. Is maybe the down throw isn't viable at all. A lot of that could come through training. I've been playing against the bots, just unlocking characters, and that's what I've been trying to do. Crawlr, you've been testing Corrin a little bit just to see what's different.
Yeah, I got Corrin this morning. I've been doing online matches against people in Discord a little bit, Super Nintendo mainly. But yeah, I mean, she feels right. I mean, for the most part, most of my combos that I had from Smash 4 seem to hold up pretty well. I know we were worried. Well, I was worried. You were kind of happy going in. I think it was from a tournament in Spain or Japan. I don't remember where the video came from, but it was something of Ganondorf, I think, hitting Corrin. That was while she was in counter. And the hitbox seemed off, and I think it worried a lot of people. I have not encountered anything that makes me feel like the hitbox is that much wonkier, but I do feel like counter is weaker than it was in Smash 4.
I see.
So that's what I've taken away. I spent a decent amount of time yesterday. I think I've kind of found a secondary as of right now that I'm wanting to learn a little bit more. With King K. Rool. I've been having lots of fun with him. And I got Game & Watch, I think, this morning as well. I've been playing around with Game & Watch. Game & Watch, just not so much the move. There is like forward air, I think, changed quite a bit. Mm-hmm. But not so much the moves, but just the animations are that much cooler.
They really are. They really are. So chat right now is asking, what is a tilt? Okay, excellent question. When you're doing a down tilt, all it means is that you're pulling down on the down on your left stick and hitting your attack button. So for Mario, he's sweeping the leg, right? And it kicks the opponent up into the air, and then you can hit it twice, right? And then you can your Mario's up tilt is just he's throwing his fist straight up, and then his forward tilt it's just a kick. Now with that forward, you can angle it up or down. So, like on the last game, if somebody was on the ledge, you could actually 2-frame them with a down tilt or possibly an angled forward tilt.
Yeah, right? It's easy to think about tilts. Tilts are just attacks on the ground that aren't charged smash attacks.
Yeah, and so you have your neutral attack, which is typically going to be a combo, like Mario's is punch punch kick, right? If I walk up to my opponent and hit A 3 times, it's going to be punch punch kick, right? But if I'm hitting forward, Mario throws a big kick. Now that kick has a couple different uses. If I throw that kick, let's say I come in from a back air to a tilt. Now I've probably reset neutral at this point and sent them flying back too far that I can't continue a combo. Right. It's not a good move. It's something it's just not something that you're going to want to do. It can put you at disadvantage. And so you don't want to do it. Now, if there are going to be, like I was saying, that down throw, then to the down tilt, that combo right now seems to be true at low percentages. And so that's the kind of stuff that we're just testing. That's the kind of stuff that I really want to be putting out a lot of videos, guys, covering different characters, covering moves like this, learning combos. I have the Prima guide, I'm going to go through stuff like that and just we want to be able to pour as much information about this game and helping you guys get better as possible. Draco's asking about tap jumps. I have it off. I have it off. It's not something that I want to be able to press up without it triggering a jump. I feel like there's too many different things that use up for me and Mario anyway, that I don't want to mess with it.
You already burned through your jump fast enough as it is.
Yeah. Well, and even speaking of that, like recovery's different in this game, right? Coming from Smash 4 and being able to almost disappear off of the stage altogether and then be able to come back. This one's a little different. I've fallen short a few times. Our last game we played, you may have said you forgot you had a jump
I could have burned, but I thought I had enough space and I didn't.
Yeah, and so it's that's going to be kind of a learning curve. So it really boils down to personal preference, but the more that you guys understand what your options are, the better you're going to be able to find out what you like best. So get in there. Some people might jump with triggers, right? There are different YouTube channels that recommend jumping with triggers because you were able to execute other moves easier.
I would maybe recommend that more towards Pro controllers just because of the long throw distance for GameCube controllers. But
it happens immediately. Like you don't have to click it all the way in with the GameCube controller. It's all digital. There's no analog whatsoever. And so
any hit, I thought it didn't register till the end.
No, we could test it, but I believe it's right off the bat because that's still digital. It's not till the last click that it switches to analog. So, but I could be mistaken. I could have it backwards actually. So, we'll have to test it. But the other thing with doing it with the Pro controller or doing it handheld, you have that extra bumper. So you could have a bumper set to jump. Me right now having the Z button set to jump, that Z button is kind of hard to press light enough to get your short hops. That's the other thing, guys. Another quick tip. If you gently tap the jump button, you'll short hop instead of jumping all the way into the air. Well, that again, maybe you can, with Mario, way to set up. You run at your opponent, turn, short hop, back air, and you can poke at a shield. If they shield, you may be able to get right there for a grab. If you throw it early and it hits, it hits the shield, it it may have enough knockback that you can then land safely and be able to get away and start over. And that's a way to start setting up, like, you know, that short hop allows you to land that back air without jumping over their heads or having to jump way in the air and then come back down, you know,
because then you're predictable and you're that high up and they can see where you're coming.
You're just vulnerable. Yeah. So, again, a lot of it is going to be, it's just going to be personal preference, learning this stuff. I mean, we literally could go on for hours and hours talking about the different things you could do, but we're right about at that hour mark. So I want to wrap this thing up. So we'll finish it up here. All right, Crawlr, where can people find you?
You guys can find me hanging out in Josh's Discord, n64josh.com/Discord. There, pretty much everyone is playing Smash Bros right now. So it won't be hard to find somebody to come play with or get some games going. So come hang out there. Also on Twitch, so twitch.tv/NightCrawlr724, NightCrawlr without the E. Been doing a lot this week, so I've been getting the stream up and going more. Almost got all the way through Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze before Smash dropped. I have the second to last boss and the last boss. They're one right after the other. That's what I have left. Probably find a time to try to do that sometime here soon, but for the foreseeable future, it's going to be Smash. So come drop by. Got a goal to try to get maybe to 100 followers by the end of the year, so we got a bar going. So come hang out, drop a follow, let's play some games. And then on just Twitter as well, NightCrawlr724.
Awesome, guys. The music you're hearing right now is the Metal Melee theme. You can check that out at n64josh.com/Metal Melee. If you want to get yourself a free book from Audible, go to audibletrial.com/SBC. The chair I'm sitting in from OP Seat, n64josh.com/OP Seat, automatically save you $10 at checkout. Go check them out. We still got lots of resources up on the site. I got my 5 tips for beginners getting into Ultimate, the link to that video on my YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. There's going to be lots of videos coming out here in the next couple weeks. That's youtube.com/n64josh. Guys, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, everything. It's at n64josh, and I do stream Smash 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday, starting at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern, and then early Friday mornings I do a first look at other Nintendo games, and then we'll play some Smash. We'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye now.